if we were to kind of prioritize Brad coming in, what strikes at the top of your list?
Well, I think it's Matthews, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something I'm curious about too is, if they talked to Matthews at all and said, hey, we know that you were buds with Dubas. This is probably the guy we're looking at. Like, do they have a history at all? Would Matthews have had to say, yeah, that's a guy I'd play for before the season? Because really the franchise, you want a 25-year-old Hart Trophy winner to stick around. So it matters.
Sammy, where would you have it? Sheldon Keefe is hanging out there. Brendan has made it very clear that the new GM would have to come in and be a part of that process. Like, how would you like to see this thing move towards a decision for Sheldon Keefe?
To me, I think, I just think it'd be crazy to bring Keefe back. Like, if you're a new general manager, you're the general manager of the Leafs. You're like it's a dream job. Aren't you going to want to bring in your own coach? Like, it seems crazy to me that you would go into next year with the same coach. Like, I guess the fact is that maybe some of the candidates are getting dried up a little bit here, but I think it would be a mistake to go back into it, because then it's just, how many years do you say next year's his last year, right? On his contract, we talked about it. You go into
Sheldon is this year.
This year.
Yeah, this year coming up, I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's going to be in a lame duck situation. They have a losing streak. It's
anytime you go 3-7, it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's a new general manager. Like, to me, if I'm Brad Treliving, I want a clean slate. I want somebody, my own guy. He's just such a Kyle guy to me. I would be floored. To me, the obvious priority is to sign Austin Matthews.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the fan base here, if he signs Austin Matthews, fine. Like, I don't think anybody's going to be really worried about what Brad Treliving does outside of that, unless he doesn't sign, then it gets greasy.
The Toronto Maple Leafs announced also today that there will be availability 11 a.m. tomorrow.
And he's going to have to answer questions immediately.
So what's the first question? Would it be Sheldon?
It might be the core of the team here. It might just be the core in general. Like, what are your thoughts?
So I'm handing you the mic. You're now the honorary Paul Hendrick. First question.
Yeah.
What is the question you were asking?
Do you feel any pressure by the January 1st deadlines to do something to change up a core that hasn't been able to get through?
July 1st?
July 1st?
Yeah, you said January.
Okay.
July, yeah.
July 1st deadline. Do you feel any pressure to do something by then? Yeah. Something to that effect? Let him kind of weigh in on the whole picture? I'm guessing tomorrow he's going to answer none of those questions. He's going to go, well, we'll take our time and evaluate.
I just got here.
Did he unpack the last pair of socks in his luggage before he starts answering these questions?
Kyper, they would have had to.
Right?
You don't think that got brought up in the interview process?
Oh, I think he's thought about it.
He would have an answer to these questions.
Mitch Marner's got a no trade.
What?
Let me also paint a little bit of a picture for you here, okay? The guy, like I said, is barely off the plane, barely maybe gone to a hotel or a house that he may own or family may own.
Your whole salary is going to a house in Toronto.
Whatever the case is, what do you think he's going to answer for a guy who just showed up off a plane? So I don't expect many answers at all, to be honest with you. And if there are definitive answers, aren't we questioning whether or not, like, don't you want to kind of come in and check under the hood a little bit first before you buy the car or see what's happening here? Yeah. And if you come across, if you're Brad Treliving and come across and you're like, this is what we've decided on Sheldon Keefe.
Yeah.
My first question is, okay, was that your decision or was that Brendan's that you're now spewing?
What I don't want to hear is I don't want to hear him come in. I don't want to hear him come in and go, I haven't thought about it, because that would...
He just signed his contract.
Well, but it would be part of the negotiations. Is what do you think has gone on? Is going on?
He has answers to the questions.
He may think he knows where he's going, but he ain't sharing with them. If he has them, he ain't sharing with
he's
it.
so great with the media.
With the
Maybe
media
he will.
tomorrow.
Maybe he will. He's so great with the media, everyone said. So maybe he will.
Okay, for scenario. We're Sheldon's staying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm questioning, how much did you think about this?
Yeah.
How many people have you talked to? What do you know about Sheldon, and what didn't you like that you're basing this on? You can't do that, guys.
I guess I don't want him to pretend that it's not urgent or these aren't relevant decisions.
They are, but they cannot be knee-jerk either. You can't, and Sammy...
Which is why it's on Brendan, because he's put him in a spot where it's knee-jerk.
And Sammy just said moments ago that I want to change. Well, you just can't make a change for the sake of making a change. And I did catch you saying that there may not be better options out there.
Yeah.
He may keep his job, not because you love him, because you hate everything else that's out there.
Yeah.
And this is, I guess, what I see happening is them being like, I'm going to take my time to assess, and we're not going to rush anything. And all of a sudden, nothing happens by July 1st. And they think, okay, well, if we want to, Berkey said it on our show on Monday, if they want to fire a guy midseason, they can. If they want to trade, Nylander midseason, they can, because the no trade clause is a 10-team list. Just losing all the leverage because you needed time to assess, I think, is going to weaken the team's position to get better and win immediately. And also, are we not at the conclusion here, or maybe I'm wrong, that you can't tape pieces to the outside of this core when there seems to be some fundamental flaw within it? So something has to happen, I guess. I want him to say that he acknowledges something needs to be different.
Yes, for sure. And I think he will. And it's already started. He's new. He's a new general manager. He's a new set of eyes.
Yeah.
He's got a new voice. It's fresh perspective. So you can't figure it all out in a press conference at LA tomorrow.
You're right.
I come on, guys. He's going to come in. He's going to say, I'm going to get to know everybody, and I'm going to figure things out, and there will be changes. We just, let me unpack first.